Hi, viewers. Welcome to another edition of Mary Clinic Live. How are you today? I remain your host, Marlai and Oputi. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you to everyone. I hope we are all enjoying our weekend. I would like to start by celebrating all our new joiners. Thank you so much for joining us on all our social media platform. Thank you to all our new subscribers on YouTube as well. I celebrate you all. We are really making steady progress, and I'm so excited about what we are doing at Mary Clinic, helping to reorientate mind and helping to give a mind shift to some regarding the issue of marriage and relationship. So thank you for always joining us, for watching. Like I said earlier, I remain your host, Malai and Oputi. So today we'll be treating an interesting topic that says why some take offense at the word submission. Why some take offense at hearing the word submission. I felt that it's necessary for us to look at this topic because I've seen quite a number of attitude being put up by quite a number of people when they hear the word submission. So we want to look at it today. Why do people take offense at that word submission? Actually, I wouldn't blame them because over time or in the past, I'm sure in various life experiences, probably they have seen where people are being battered, people are being shortchanged, people are being deprived of their rights, people are being stolen from in the name of this submission. I mean, we have quite a number of men who have actually bastardized that word submission. Oh, you can't even submit. You can't even submit. Oh, she's not submissive. You can't submit. Yet the question is, you as the man, how are you leading that? How are you leading her, leading your home that you expect her to submit? But that is not the issue today because we really need to look at this word submission, this issue of submission, because some ladies or some women don't even want to hear it at all. And you have to hear it. So we want to look at it. So submission in itself is not a negative word because there is so much negative emotion, negative attitude, negative energy attached to that word submission. I mean, some believe that submission means, oh, they are giving their will to the man. It simply means, oh, they have become a doormat to the man. It means they are being silenced by the man. It means, oh, I can't even express myself. I have to bottle up things. Oh, I have to cave in. Oh, I have to suppress my personality or who I am, just to make this person feel good or feel great. Some believe, oh, it's a sign. It means, oh, the man, must overpower you at every point in time during argument or in decision making. You don't even have a say. Now, those are the negative thought, negative mindset, negative concept attached to that word submission. Now, I want you to know that submission in itself is a concept that we really need to understand. Now, why submission? Why do we even have to submit, in the context of marriage? Now, I hear a lot of people and I hear some people say, oh, submission is an African thing, it's an African mentality. But I beg to differ because, see, the same way love is a universal law. Love is a universal thing. You cannot say, oh, love is an African thing. The same way marriage is a universal thing. It's a universal institution. It's a universal concept. It's marriage in Asia, in Africa, in America, in Europe, everywhere. It's love all over the world too. It's submission in Africa, it's submission all over the world. Now, I want you to know that, see, it's a concept and we need to understand this concept and get it right. Now, I'm going to use an analogy or an illustration. So, for example, if you need to build a house, you have to start from the foundation, right? When you want to build a house. And this happens all over the world. Without a strong foundation, the building will not stand. So you cannot say it's an African thing for people to first lay foundation before they build a house on it. Now, that is how it is with the arrangement of let's say the arrangement even of the earth. You will realize that somehow, even we as human beings, when we first came to earth, we came under the authority of someone. We were born into a parent's home. We had parents, we had an authority figure over our life, someone to instruct us, someone to guide us, someone to check us out, someone to watch our back, to ensure that this child that I've given birth to is being nurtured, is turning out well the way I want it. So that is how life is being designed. You, at one point or the other, you will find yourself under one authority figure or the other. Now, even as a child, when we grow up into adulthood and we leave home, we leave parents, we will still find ourselves in workplace. And I tell you, when you find yourself at workplace as an employee, you cannot be telling your employer that, oh, we are equal, we are the same. I mean, yeah, you even though you own the company, I also have a say. You can't be telling your employers that. Now, that aside, so the point I'm trying to establish is, at one point or the other in our life, we will always have authority figures, presiding over us, presiding over our affairs. Some of us could be, or even when we leave home, probably to our worship centers. You don't have two pastors or two imams, leading the people at the same time or talking at the same time. There has to be someone watching over you, watching over this person. So it's a sign of orderliness. It's an order that God himself has put in place. It's an orderliness arrangement, such that at one point or the other there will always be a leader and a follower. You cannot have two drivers driving a car. You cannot have two captains, the piloting a ship. So that is how it is with marriage. Even though we are equal, we are both human beings. He's a man, I'm a woman. The truth is, the head of the home is the man. And if that is the case, it doesn't now mean that the woman has automatically turned to a puppet or a doormat, or something like or maybe she's just a piece of furniture that you use to decorate your house. No, she's not. Why? Because a lot has also been invested into the woman. And since she's called helper, which means she has a lot to offer to the man. If the man, is a wise man that listens, to the woman and tries to consider her, tries to get our own opinion, our own contribution in, towards decision making, or when you're trying to take steps in life or in your marriage. Now, I'm trying to lay all of this foundation so that you will understand this concept very well and know that it shouldn't have a negative feeling or negative emotion attached to it. Now, if you now subscribe to marriage, or you decide to get married, you as the woman, you cannot now say, oh, even though I'm married, it's my life, I choose to do whatever I like, I choose to do whatever I want, regardless of how it feels, regardless of what he wants, regardless of the happiness of the marriage. Because I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I'm sorry, I can never drop this, I can never do without this. Why? Because that is what makes me happy. Now, in marriage, it's no longer about me. It's no longer about me, myself, and I. It's now about we. It's about the family. It's about what makes us happy, not just what makes you happy. Fine. It is in what makes you happy that we also have our collective happiness. However, at times we need to prioritize, at times we need to compromise, at times we need to ask ourselves the big questions. Is it really worth it for us to be dragging things and be saying, oh, I can never drop this, I can never put away this? Why? Because that is what I want. Now, people are always entitled to their own opinion in life, and I mean, everyone's opinion should be respected, regardless, of what the opinion is. But I want you to know that this submission thing is it simply means submission simply means a heart of respect for the man you married, a heart of respect for the woman you married. I mean, it's simply a heart of respect, a heart of peace. You are saying, this man I'm married to, I have it in my heart to respect him. I have it in my heart to consider him in my ways, in my dealings, in my affair. I have to consider him, yes, because that is what marriage is all about. You cannot say, oh, I'm just going to do things, the way I want, the way I like, the way that it makes me happy. No, it's a heart of consideration, a heart of respect. You are trying to say, this man, I respect him. I love him. He's my husband, he's my spouse. He has a say in my life, as also as I have a say in his life. So I cannot now say, oh, this is my stand. I'm fixed in my ways. I'm not going to hear him out. I'm not going to listen to what he's saying or what he has to tell me um or what he's telling me. No, you cannot say that as a woman, or as as a woman in marriage. You should have that heart of respect for your husband, because that is what submission means. It simply means heart of respect, being loyal to him, and it's also the heart of peace. Because see, the reason why wives are told to submit to their husband is because God knows that both of you are adult and both of you have been given free will. We both have free will. So he knows at times there will be clashes of wills. I mean, this person, this is your wish, this is my will, this is my will, this is your wish. As adult, there will be clashes of will, there will be disagreements, there will be issues, to resolve, there will be challenges. So he knows all of that. So he's saying, wife, submit. It means, wife, have the heart of peace towards your husband. Having a heart of peace means you are approaching the matter with the heart of peace, that you are going to be resolving this issue peacefully, in such a way that it will not create or degenerate into quarrel, crisis, bitterness, resentment. It's simply a heart of peace, a heart of respect for the one you marry. So you are taking responsibility, putting it upon yourself to ensure that, okay, even though what is asking me to do is not something that ordinarily I would have done or that makes me happy. But because I want peace, in my marriage, I want peace in my home, I will listen to him. I will do it. And if it's something I cannot do, I mean, there are ways, and I mean better ways for us to communicate to our partners. I always say, see, you must learn how to communicate to your partner in an acceptable manner. In an acceptable manner, because I hear quite a number of ladies and women say, oh, never. I can never do this for any man. I can never drop this for any man. No, that such statement cannot be acceptable to a man, because it, in a way, you are degrading him, it's demeaning to the man. You looking at him or looking into his eyes and telling him, never, I can never do this for you, I can never give up this for you, I can no, it's demeaning. You can't even open your mouth and be saying that, to your man. A wise woman will say, oh, my dear, this thing you are asking me to do, I'm not used to it. I prefer it this way. Help to look into it. Let's see if we can both adjust or adapt or find a middle ground. But you cannot now say never. I'm fixing my way, never. See, life itself is fluid, and you must always learn how to strike a balance. Now, if you don't need help in your life, I mean, if you don't need someone in your life, then marriage would not be necessary. If you alone could do it alone, if you alone could think through it alone, if you alone could handle everything alone, then there wouldn't be any need for marriage. But for God Himself to say, it is not good for both man and woman to be alone. Let me find a helpmate. Then it means that you need to be open to that helpmate. You need to be open to that spouse. There is something they are also going to contribute to your life. There is something they are equally bringing to your life. I know people that when they come into your life, I tell you, you yourself, you will see improvement. Things begin to happen to you. You will notice that you are becoming more exposed, more polished, more enlightened. Your view about life is becoming broader. You are becoming global in your orientation, in your thinking. You are no longer myopic, because when you are when you are saying, oh, it has to be my way, oh, it is this one that I've always known and nobody can take it away from me, you are being fixed in your way. As far as I'm concerned, it's being myopic. We have to be open as human beings, generally open hearted. You must be willing to adapt to changes, because life itself changes. So we've seen a lot, we've heard a lot, and the truth is, there is no gain in you being fixed in your way. You're not going to gain anything from saying, oh, I hold on to this, perpetually. It has to be like this, it has to be like this. Part of submission is also allowing your partner to check you out. See, at times when you are going out, part of your responsibility to each other is to assess what both parties are wearing, to say, okay, are you okay with this? Are you okay with what I'm wearing? If he says, no, I'm not okay, your backside is too revealing, the pants you are wearing is too tight, excuse me, it's not the time for you to start arguing with him that, but that is what makes me happy. That is what makes me happy. So I cannot go and change it. No. See, act of humility, act of respect, act of peace for that man should tell you that he wants the best for you, he is equally responsible for you, he respects your person. Perhaps he has seen where you are going in life and he feels you should start dressing for that future ahead of you. Yeah, that's what we do. We dress for the future ahead of us. And at times you say, no, I don't think you should wear this. You are a public figure. Even though I know I'm not there yet, but I know that is where I'm going. You are a public figure. Don't dress this way. Oh, don't talk like this. Oh, I think you should change that. I'm not going to stand there and say, oh, no, 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 please keep quiet. This is what I like, how I will wear it. No, it's obvious that it is someone that loves you, it is someone that respects you, that that is seeing all of these things and trying to help you improve generally, both in your appearance, in your spiritual growth, in your health, in your physical look. Some of you, your husband will tell you, no, see, you have to exercise. I don't like the fact that you are adding weight and you're sitting down, not exercising. Some of you, instead of you to listen, you will be arguing. Again, and this is my way to, this is the way God has created me. Please don't disturb me. Meanwhile, a little workout, a little jogging, like he's suggesting, will help your situation, will help your condition. But some women, we are just, we are stubborn. We will say, no, this is how I want it. The man is saying, no, let's do it like this. You cannot tell a man that he does not have a say in your life. especially when you're already married. Now, for those who are yet to be married or planning, to get married, and already before the marriage you guys are already fighting again about things. So don't put earring in your nose, don't put earring on your cheeks, oh, don't put earring on your lips. No, I can't do without earrings. So I can even this one on my eyelid, I cannot remove it. That is how I want it. That is what makes me happy. 10 earrings, I have it on my head. That is how I want it. It's fashion. It's okay. See, everybody will say, oh, you will always find your type, you will always find your level. That is the truth. But however, see, life is never static. There are people that were doing all of these things that you are doing now. I mean, they were doing it 10 years ago, 15 years ago. When you ask the same ladies now, they will tell you, please, those were the days of childishness, because they will tell you I've outgrown all those things. Now they will see it, they will see the earring, they can't even put it on their nose. Some can't even put it on their heads because they are like, please, I have better things, to deal with in life than to be fighting and arguing over what to put on, what not to put on, what to wear, what not to wear. Please, in everything, let's strike a balance. Modesty, decency is the watchword. Above all, learn to have a listening ear. Learn to have a listening ear. That is part of submission. Submission means you are listening. You are not just listening so that it will enter this ear and pass out through the other ear. You are listening so that you can understand this person's concern for you. You can understand this person's idea or whatever message they are trying to pass across, so that you yourself can now think, okay, so how can I fit in? How can I blend? How can I meet him halfway? How can we strike a balance? How do we go together? How do we win together? That should be the mindset for submission. It shouldn't be a negative thing that we put up negative attitude towards. Some people, when they hear the word submission, they just flare up, they start throwing tantrums, they start saying, oh, I cannot, never, I can. No. See, a wise woman will have a heart of respect for her man. A wise woman will listen to her man. A wise woman would have a heart of humility, even though we are equal. There are some women that you even earn better than your husband, but see, forget about the fact that you earn better than him. You still have that humility in your heart that this is my head and you must respect him, and you must show it that you respect him. You cannot be talking to him anyhow. You cannot be looking at his face and be telling him never, never, never. That is demeaning. You cannot do that. And that reminds me, someone once said something that whenever she doesn't listen to her husband, when the husband said, do it like this, don't do it like this, she said whenever she doesn't listen to her husband, when she goes out there to do it the way she wants, she said she always return in shame. In shame. May that not be our portion. Some of us, you may think, oh, that man is not rich, he does not have money, but you don't know. We don't know some of the potentials he carries. There are some things he's saying that you cannot see. Why not listen? Why not listen? And also, I've also seen some great women, that I'm following. I'm following them closely, and one of them is Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika. And this woman was speaking one day, in one of her speech, and she said, "See, most of the things I know today about business were the things my husband taught me, were the things I learned from my husband." She said when she started out as a young lady, she didn't know jack about business, but everything she knew today about business, she learned it from her husband. Now imagine if she didn't have a heart of humility then. Imagine if she was proud then and she was like, please, I can't submit to him. No, what makes me happy is for me to just keep doing my own thing. No, she didn't do that. She said she learned. She was learning like a student, you know, at the feet of the man she's about to get married to. And she said all the things she learned today about business, she learned from that man. So you will be losing out if you are having a blocked mind, a fixed mind, and you're saying, no, no, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to do this. I'm not. See, it's give and take. Meet here, meet them, meet. I just have a middle ground. You will always learn something. Two good heads are always better than one. You cannot say, oh, this is the way I want it. It has to be like that. No, life itself is not static. Life itself changes. And see, you have to think future. You have to think bigger thing, bigger project, bigger, purpose. And when you're thinking all those things, all these mundane things, all these little things, oh, wear makeup, don't wear makeup. I'm not saying husband should go tell their wife that don't wear makeup. Please free her. But however, I'm saying don't make a fight out of some of these things. When the man says, see, my wife, I don't like this, don't wear this, don't do this, don't do that. Even if you feel you want to wear those things, or you want to have your way, there's a way you communicate it to him. You reason together. Come, let us. You reason together. You let him know that, please, my dear, let's have a middle ground. Even though you don't like it, but these things I still like the job. Please help me. Let me still keep doing it gradually. I'm sure over time I will drop it finally, but not that you look at him and you be telling him never, never, never. No, that is not good. So please, submission in itself is not a negative one. It simply means having a listening ear, a heart of respect for your man, a heart of humility, and also a heart of peace. You want peace to reign, and because you want peace to reign, you are willing to make compromises. You are willing to adapt. You are willing to adjust here and there, but not that you say you are fixing your way. So I'd like to stop here now. I think I've said a lot. I mean, so long what the man is asking you to do will not take your life, will not hurt your life, will not make you lose money, lose reputation, lose respect before the public, then I think you should listen to him. You should listen to him and hear him out, and communicate to him, communicate your concerns to him in an acceptable manner, not in a degrading manner, or in a manner that shows that you are arrogant, or that you've put some attitudinal behavior into what you're saying. So I would like to stop here now. I hope you have learned a lot. Please don't forget to share this video, invite others. Next week, we are having a special guest in the house that will be taking us next week. I'm sure you will enjoy his teaching, so he will be with us next week. Edition by God's grace. So please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave us a like, a comment. Till we meet again. I remain your host, Molai and Obuti, and I say bye bye.